Hey folks, SMK Gaming here. In today's video I'm going to show you how to properly defend in a range of different ways, as well as when and how you should use each method. There will be no MMGs and lying prone in sight, so if you're one of those guys, listen up and watch closely. Before I show each clip, I will give you a bit of background knowledge on what I'm about to show you and how the flow of the game's been going up until this point. The clip will then be shown in its entirety. Following this, I will then break down the important parts shown and tell you why I moved here, or why I did that, or what I did wrong. Let's get started. In this first clip here, we are 4 versus 8 in a game of squad conquest. I have decided to push up and take their home flag and stay there and defend it. The hope is that a lot of their players will then take a base spawn and push this flag and try and win it back, but I am obviously hoping to stop them doing this. The aim of doing this is to relieve the pressure on my 3 other teammates and make it easier for them to hold one of the other 2 available flags.
Augen auf!
Wir haben keine
Da
Ordnung
drüben ist
mehr!
Gefahr!
Das müssen wir ausnutzen!
So I've positioned myself here so I have a sight on all 3 common entrance points to this flag. I am behind a wall giving me some cover. They all come far left. Now unfortunately my aim here is pretty poor and I have to retreat to cover to reload. I managed to take all 3 out with relative ease regardless. I decided to change position here for a number of reasons. They will most likely expect me to stay where I was and try and come from behind me from their base spawn, or now that they are losing B, they will spawn there and come for me from that direction. If they were to do either of these, I would be exposed if I stayed here where I currently am. We are also taking B, so my plan is working well. In this position, a container to my left is protecting me from their line of sight if I stick close to this fountain in front. There is a wall protecting my back, and then obviously the fountain is giving me slight protection from the front. Always think in this instance, where am I protected and where am I not, so always know where you're exposed to the enemy. In this position I can protect the flag before anyone can get onto it also. It's a good position to be in. Watch closely in this next part. A player will move right. In this instance players will naturally want to gravitate right also and out of cover. This is wrong. Move left further into cover so you're not exposed. I do this correctly at the start, but then I incorrectly move right with the player. I could easily have been killed here for a number of reasons you will see very soon. Jumping and pre-firing can be a very useful tool when defending, as it's about to be shown. Players simply do not have the time to react if you are doing this around corners. Now remember this earlier part? How many players were there? 1 or 2? Look at the hit markers. 41 on this player, and then 141 total after I kill this one. There were 2 players. Now I keep an eye on this area and eventually they do appear. Remember when I said I could easily have been killed by coming out of cover? This is the reason why. If this player had pushed at the same time as the other, he would likely have got me. Next I get pinged by a player coming from their base spawn. I moved too far out from the fountain and the container no longer protected my left side. I failed to get them, but he is low. In this instance players usually expect you to peek from the same spot again. Do not do this. Change position if you can without them knowing you did so, and use cover around these containers to move to the other side, and then I finish them off. The wall that previously gave him cover no longer does for my new position. The key points to take from this clip are: use cover and limit how much you are exposed. Do not be afraid to change position when defending. That makes you unpredictable and very hard to play against. The second clip is from a frontlines game in Narvik. The game has been constantly swinging between the D and C flags, so back and forth constantly. We would take D, but then are unable to get to C because they have a lot of snipers overlooking D and they have the high ground. So I decided to change things up a bit. As my team were taking D, I flanked and pushed C early to clear it off these snipers on this ridge. This gave my teammates time to make it to C and capture it this time. I expect the enemy to do something similar with the next flag, the B flag, and how I deal with it you will see now.
Vergnadung geschafft.
So I just cleared B and immediately went far right to get behind them as they spawned back in again. Some of the enemy have already got back onto the flag as I flanked, but there are not many there. Hopefully my players can deal with them. So far so good, I have gotten behind them. I clear out a line of snipers and take out the tank. The goal here was to push up a defensive line beyond the flag, and that is still the goal. Do not wait for players to get onto the flag. Stop them from getting anywhere near it. In front lines, as soon as the enemy have a majority on the flag, you lose the capture so quickly. It takes 1 minute to capture it, but only seconds to lose all that progress. That is why you do not want a mass of them rushing onto the flag at once. It can buy their team a little bit more time. So now I will continue to defend the flag capture from a more advanced position to ease the pressure on my team capturing it. Here I make a mistake. I should not have exposed myself this much. Luckily it works out okay, but I should have stayed behind the wall of snow. It was a good defensible position. So now I plan on doing another flank around, as I feel there are a lot more pushing up. Unfortunately, again I exposed myself too much and I do not get away with it this time. But the good news was, my team and I had done enough by this point. We won the flag and eventually the game. The key points from this clip are: defending a flag does not mean you have to actually be on the flag. An advanced defensive position creates a defensive barrier around the flag. It gives those on the flag capturing it that little bit of extra protection. This is obviously more effective if you do this in a squad also. In this third clip we are playing Grind on Devastation. This clip was taken from a recent stream, so you will hear me talking during it also. I finally managed to get around the enemy controlled middle flag to try and capture their home flag. Part of the goal here is to try and force the enemies to come back from B to C to defend it, whereby making it easier for my team to take the middle B flag, as well as also create a spawn point on C for them. However, even though I am in a defensible position, I am hoping that teammates spawn on me to try and take it together. If you notice teammates are dead, try and stay in cover so that they can spawn on you and help you out. I nearly had it captured myself, but then as expected, enemies started spawning on their home base to come and defend it.
Damn it. Spawn on me, guys, come on. There's 3 of you, spawn on me. I'm going to die before they get spawned on me. Jeez, have to do this all by myself, do you? Yep, looks like it.
Ah, mich hat's erwischt. Helft mir!
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What a bunch of bellends I have in my squad. Are you joking me? How long do I have to stay alive on a flag before idiot teammates spawn on me? How long?
So my 3 squad mates are all dead. You would expect at least 1 or 2 to spawn on me. I done my bit in ensuring they spawn in a defensible position. Well, none of them do. One even switches squads because they clearly want to spawn at the mess between A and B, and the others take a base spawn. What a bunch of idiots. The enemies now know where I am, and there are many of them on the flag. I will have to clear them off it. Luckily, I currently have the advantage of the high ground, which I use to my advantage, but still, no squad mates spawn on me. Now in this instance you may think jumping down is a mistake, but here my tactics change. Clearly squad mates are not going to spawn on me. I now need to clear the flag and push up to the edges and capture it while keeping them off it. As I am alone, it will only take one other on the flag, preventing me from taking it back. An alternative thing you could do in this instance is switching squads yourself so that alternate teammates can spawn on you since these ones aren't spawning on me. Over here is where they spawn, and that is the position I'm going to try and defend from. So the first part's complete. I clear them off and now I have to try and capture it and defend it. I want to be able to give my entire team a spawn behind the enemy team. Due to my somewhat poor aim, I am forced to retreat. Looking back now, I should have went behind the health station I was at previously so I could pick up a health pack when one was available, but my thoughts at the time were if I stick to this wall, they will have to expose themselves to get me. I also noticed 2 medics here, and if they push up to this entrance here, they could help me out, but they never did. Here I feel somewhat unlucky. A tiny piece of metal stopped me from killing this player. As a result, he was able to retreat and then get an incendiary grenade on me, which resulted in my death. Following this, you can see my frustrations. The point of showing you this particular clip is even if you do everything right, as one player you can only do so much on your own. If your teammates and squad mates are brain dead, your task is near impossible. The key points on defending from this clip are, if possible, get the high ground when defending. Teammates can also help. If you are the last man, ensure they spawn on you in cover. If a teammate spawns on you and dies instantly, they're not going to come back and spawn on you. Ensure you've got a nice safe area they can spawn into on the flag. Also, knowing the enemy spawn points can also help know where the enemies are coming from and making your job in defending much easier. In the fourth clip we move on to another map and another game mode. This time it's Conquest and Operation Underground. We were behind nearly the entire game, but we eventually take and hold 2 flags. As we are so far behind, it was over 200 tickets, we need to ensure we hold and defend these 2 flags for the remainder of the game.
Make sure they're not flanking. Yeah, you always have to watch this flank. Always. Especially when you know, because they do have good players in their team. Unfortunate, guys, unfortunate.
Attention! Charges set! Heads up! Charges set!
Oh, right, they're going to go that flank again. GG, got them again, nice work.
All game my squad and I have been in battle with another squad down this underground tunnel. They are constantly trying to get down this to get to A, so we try and defend it all game. As they are trying to gain access to this tunnel, I knew they would try and make their way across from here, and I take some of them out. By now, I know their names, and it wasn't all of them. It was only 2 of the 4, so now I expect these downed players to be smoked and revived by their squad mates. When I see the smoke, I will change my position as they will know where I was previously and relay that information to their teammates and my location. I changed position and got more, but in the end I end up getting overwhelmed and taken out, as do my teammates. No worries however, we know they will be heading down that tunnel once more and will spawn back there to cut them off. This back and forth shown here went on for the entire game once we held A and B. We were over 200 tickets down at one point. If it wasn't for my squad and I defending this route, we would not have won this game. One squad can make a big difference. This clip is in complete contrast to the previous clip. Good teamwork makes defending easier, but it wasn't simply about defending this flanking route, that is only part of it. Our success was also due to us pushing up once we wiped their squad. Some of our squad went up the tunnel and some went up the track to cut anyone off advancing. If you were to sit and wait at the bottom exit and they wiped your squad, then they had access to either of the 2 flags. If you got wiped further up like we did, it gives you time to spawn further back and cut them off. So the key points from this clip are: know a flag's flanking routes and defend these. This clip also reinforces defending from an advanced position. If you get killed, you have time to spawn back on the flag again. If on the flag and get killed, you might not have that chance if they have the numbers to take that flag quickly before you can spawn in again. In the final clip, I am only going to show it. Now it is your time to analyse my gameplay and let me know your thoughts on it. Particularly, using the in-game timer, what am I doing from 14:45 to 14:37 and why am I doing it? I am not simply running around the flag and noping like an idiot. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Let me know your thoughts on it. Thanks for watching folks, please like, subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of future content. See you all again in the next video.
Mehr Erste Hilfe!